This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
For your information, Hazleton Police Chief Frank D'Andrea will talk about scam season. Hello again, everyone. This is FYI News 13, and I'm Ken Cara. Now it's time for tonight's headlines from FYI News 13 and the Hazleton Standard Speaker. It was standing room only last night as the Hazleton Area School Board voted to accept all students who meet new eligibility requirements for the Hazleton Area Academy of Sciences. The suggestion of a possible lottery triggered concerns and petitions by some students already in the district's magnet school in Butler Township. The change raises the minimum entrance exam score from 70 to 85 and allows seats originally designed or designated for seniors to be used for incoming freshmen. The end result, 179 students who meet the guidelines will be accepted for the upcoming school year. In other action, the board unanimously approved a plan to ease overcrowding. The current 9th grade center will house the district's pre-K counts and early intervention programs, along with students in kindergarten through 2nd grade. The Maple Manor School, the former Bishop Hafey building, will house students in 3rd through 8th grades. 9th grade students will have their choice of the high school, career center, or STEM school. A public meeting will be held to allow input once the new configurations are completed. For a second straight day, classes were canceled at Luzerne County Community College. On Thursday morning, an evacuation was ordered after a computer threat was discovered. No details of the threat have been released. Police are investigating. The owner of a Hazleton property found overrun with chickens earlier this month has been cited for a health violation. The citation was filed Monday by the City Health Department. About 100 hens, roosters, and chicks were found in the home at 735 North Vine Street on March 12th after firefighters responded to a report of black smoke coming from the chimney. And finally, the oldest existing law firm in Luzerne County has a new location. The ribbon was cut yesterday on the new home of Lapuka, Bayless, Ecker, and Kahn PC and in the Can-Do Renaissance Center in downtown Hazleton. The firm, previously housed in the Traders Bank building, dates back to 1953. For local news, sports, and more throughout the weekend, make sure you find a copy of the Standard Speaker or visit their website, standardspeaker.com. And while you're there, remember to sign up for text and email alerts. And now as we move on in our news tonight, from the mayor's desk, this comes from the Borough of Cunningham. The borough is accepting applications for an assistant director, staff members for the Cunningham Park program. The program will run daily from 9 a.m. until noon, June 23rd until August 1st. Applications are available at the Borough Building. The deadline is April 18th. The warmer weather brings the possibility of scams. Tonight, Lisa Sugar talks with Hazleton Police Chief Frank D'Andrea on how you can stay safe during the summer.
Today, I'm pleased to welcome Hazleton Police Chief Frank D'Andrea here. And as we alluded to yesterday on our program, a special announcement's coming from the city next week.
Yeah, Monday, we're going to have an unveiling. I don't want to go too much into detail, but I'm extremely excited to be able to share that with Local News 13 and to be able to get it out to the people ahead of time. My request would be that either they stay tuned for Monday's announcement. It's going to be very exciting. But I'm here for another reason today.
Well, 'tis the season, as we were talking before we went on the air. Warm weather coming, but that means scams are coming as well. So people out there need to be aware of what's going to be, someone knocking at their door, whether they're legit or not.
Yeah, and you're right. The scams have already arrived. The snow starts to melt, and I'm already getting phone calls. People are knocking on their door. You need a new roof. You need a new driveway. We'd like to reduce your power bill. What I can tell you is that not all of these people are legitimate, and everybody needs to be aware. It's uncanny the amount of scams that come out, or the new twist on old scams. But it's already started in the city, and I'd like people to be very cautious.
Well, sure, people everywhere should be cautious, even if you don't live in the city of Hazleton. But, Chief, if they see something suspicious, and you kind of have an idea when you see somebody and you're not really sure if it's legit or not, they need to call 911. And that's what the proper protocol should be?
Absolutely. 911 is the police department's dispatch, and that's how you get in touch with an officer from the city of Hazleton. You've got to call 911. We'll respond. Not everybody is going to be doing something illegal. There are a lot of legitimate vendors that go door to door, But my suggestion to everybody in the Commonwealth, everybody in the city of Hazelton is very simple. If someone knocks on your door, you ask them to show you their license from the city, and if you have any questions about them, tell them to come back, and then when they leave, you call the police department and you ask, or you call 911 and you ask, is this legitimate?
And if it's somebody saying they're from a utility or anything, just ID.
Absolutely.
All right. Some very good advice. The warm weather is here, and the chief hopes you'll stay protected by knowing what to do. Thanks for being here. We hope to see you again soon, and watch for the announcement on Monday. Reporting for FYI, I'm Lisa Sugart.
It's Facebook Friday on FYI, and we are giving away cash. $20 is much better than another game request from my mother. I love you, Mom, but stop. Plus, we have a golf pass from Sand Springs to give away. Head to facebook.com/FYI News 13, like our page, and repost our contest information to be entered to win. Once we're friends, get ready for breaking news and community event updates, and we also welcome suggestions about the show as well, and we will not send any game requests. Up next, go grab your chef's hat and hot mitts. We are cooking with Janine Mazurkevich for her In the Community segment today. And in sports, the Standard Speaker sports editor weighs in on Russ Kanzler's future with the Yankees.
This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
We're in your community today at Sand Springs in Drums, and we're here with Chef Mark. And every Friday you could tune in at 5 and see us give them some tips on cooking. And my aunt actually came up with this idea because she said, you know, I'm sitting at home and I need some ideas on how to make some quick meals. So since it's spring and summer, we want to give people some great ideas on how they could make something different every night, but they could actually make something that is different, right?
This is correct, and very simple. If anybody has flour, eggs, oil, and salt, we're going to make homemade pasta. It's 2 cups of flour, 4 eggs, a ½ ounce of oil, and a pinch of salt. We mix that all together and we get our dough. We let our dough rest for the gluten to relax, and then we run it through our pasta machine. Either we have fettuccine today or spaghetti.
Okay.
And then we boil it for about 3 minutes in salt water, and we come up with nice fresh made pasta. And we could serve it with marinara sauce or avocado sauce, butter, garlic and oil, or what do you have available at your house?
So it's very easy. You could put whatever sauce you want on it. Maybe, you know, if you have children, you want it plain, and they could take their own red sauce, or like you said, the vodka sauce. If you like clam sauce, I know my daughter is a fan of that. You could put it in jar or make your own. Correct. And like I said, every week we're going to be offering some good advice on cooking tips for the simple and beginner cooker, right?
Correct.
Next week, what should they have
Next
handy?
week, we're going to do a spring salad, and we should have some ingredients ready, just like romaine or iceberg or whatever you have available. Maybe some diced tomatoes, some red onion, cucumbers, julienne carrots. You could put whatever you have available at your household to use, dry blue cheese or any kind of cheese on top of it. And also at Sand Springs, every Tuesday in April, we're doing fresh pasta night. So come and check us out.
All right, we'll see you next week right here. We're cooking at Sand Springs every Friday.
Time for weather, and through the mist, you can see Hayden Tower at the Markle Building. This is a pretty great shot. Good job, Mike Terleski. It was just that type of day outside, but it's Friday. Be happy, everyone. Let's see what this weekend looks like. Here's News 13 weather from the National Weather Service. Tonight, there is a chance of showers, mainly before 10 p.m. It will get down to around 34 degrees. On Saturday, again, rain likely. The high will be near 42. Saturday night, again, expect rain before 3 a.m. Low around 31. Possible freezing rain that night as well. On Sunday, Sunday, freezing rain possible, mixed with snow. That's before 8 a.m. and then maybe a rain and snow mix likely between 8 a.m. and 2 p.m. High near 38. Sunday, rain again likely, mostly cloudy after that with a low around 30. For Monday, mostly sunny with a high near 55. Monday night, partly cloudy, low around 33. And Tuesday, partly sunny, a high of 60. I'll have to see it to believe it. Tuesday night, mostly cloudy with the low around 35. It's Friday, go see a show tonight. And may I suggest Everything's Groovy, a musical comedy tribute to the 1960s being put on by the MPB Players, here with Judy Ann McGrogan, director for the MPB Players. This is an interesting show. It's done by all kids, I think, grades 2 through 8, and it's a tribute to the 60s. Talk about the show and how the kids have responded to it.
The show is a great one. We actually did this 10 years ago, and we brought it back. It's just a fun show. It takes place on an apple farm where they are doing a festival, so, you know, kind of get a hint of what was going on in the 60s. But the music is wonderful. It's all original music, but it's definitely got 60s styles to it. There's music that's folk, kind of Bob Dylan, beach music, all kinds of things like that bring back the memory of the 60s. The kids are wearing some cool 60s clothes, so they're having a really good time with it.
And this is at the Hazleton Integration Project, the Hazleton One Community Center, and it's back where you began when it was Monsignor Molino. So what's it like being home and working with the Hazleton Integration Project?
It is wonderful. We are so happy to be there. We loved that stage. We worked with all of the schools that progressed through there, Monsignor Molino, Holy Spirit, Holy Family, and then when they moved out, we moved out of there. But the Hazleton Integration Project had come to us and said, we're looking to do cultural things. We want to do theater. And we just worked out this partnership, and it has been fantastic. Bob and Elaine Curry and Eugenia Sosa have been wonderful to work with. They really helped us to bring in a lot of the kids that are regulars at the center. So our cast, there are 29 kids, and they're a mix of kids from all over the Hazleton area, all different schools, all different ethnic backgrounds. Really kind of created a family atmosphere over the 2 months that we rehearsed, and really have become a great group of kids to work with.
Going back to this show, is this something for the whole family? It seems like the kids will like it. There's kids in the play, but also the parents might enjoy the 60s style music.
Oh, definitely. It's a joy to watch. The kids have all learned original choreography, so there's lots of music and lots of dancing. It's just fun to watch them. There's a cute little story going on about the festival itself, and the kids are just having such a good time. We started our show last night. We had a great audience. They were so enthusiastic, and the kids were just eating off of that, having such a wonderful time, and it was a great thing to see.
All right, we'll head out tonight. Everything's Groovy at the Hazleton One Community Center. Judy Ann, thank you very much for joining us.
Hello everyone, I'm Chris at the Hazleton Animal Shelter, and I have with me Andy today. Andy is a little Chihuahua mix who is probably about 4, maybe 5 years old at the most. As you can see, he's got a lot of energy. I'd recommend someone with a larger yard or someone who likes to go for walks, because as I said, he's a very energetic little guy. Normally we ask you to use caution if you have younger children when adopting smaller dogs like this. But Andy is actually very holdable and very friendly. He seems to do well with basically everybody. He's also currently neutered and is up to date on all of his shots. That's it for Andy. Now let's have a look at our cats. Okay, and now we're here in the male cat colony, which we featured last week. And here we'd like to show you one of the many cats here in our male colony up for adoption. This is Powell, who is a young adult, probably about 8 months old or so. He's a domestic short hair and is already neutered and up to date on all of his shots, and of course tested negative for feline leukemia and FIV. He's very affectionate and playful. He's also incredibly inquisitive, and he loves to cuddle with the other cats and of course to be held and petted. Powell would make a great lap cat for anybody. He really loves to be held and loves to be around people. He's also very good with the other cats. So if you're interested in adopting Powell here, or the dog we featured before, or if you have any donations to give to help our cause, please come see us at 101 North Poplar every day except for Wednesday and Sunday between 1 and 4 p.m.
Go to our Facebook page right now and suggest Adopt Me in 3D. That would be my suggestion. Again, this week, some great animals running around there. Now it's time for the Pennsylvania Daily Midday Lottery numbers. The daily number 810, the big 4 8285, Quinto 55728, and Treasure Hunt 5, 6, 10, 17, and 24. FYI, we'll be right back.
This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
Let's talk about sports. It looks like Cunningham's Russ Kanzler will start the season with the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Rail Riders. Earlier this week, I sat down with Standard Speaker sports editor Dave Seaman, and we talked about Kanzler and just what impact he could make with the New York Yankees.
I'm following the Yankees a little bit now since Russ has joined the team. I've seen they do have a need for a right-handed hitter coming off the bench. I mean, everybody knows who their starters are. Teixeira will be the first baseman. Russ isn't going to supplant him. Teixeira's making millions of dollars in a year. Russ is, just coming into the organization. Third base would be a position, but Russ really hasn't had the opportunity. It's ironic that he is still considered a third baseman. If you look at a lot of rosters on a lot of the websites, he's considered a third baseman, but he really hasn't played much third base. His opportunity is going to come as first baseman, as a utility man. And in a place like Yankee Stadium, where he can get an opportunity to get some at-bats, he might be able to make an impact with the Yankees.
The Rail Riders open their season on Thursday at Syracuse, and their home opener will be on April 10th again against Syracuse. Another local is making a huge splash on the national sports scene. Mike Rhodes from Monterey City is the new head coach of the basketball program at Rice University, the men's basketball program. Rhodes just finished up working with the staff at Virginia Commonwealth University, who made the NCAA tournament this year, and he was with the Rams in 2011 when they made the Final Four. VCU's head coach Shaka Smart thinks Rice made a great hire and says Rhodes is a tremendous person, a tireless worker, and an inspiring leader. There is still more sports on the way. Who's ready for it? Ron Marchetti. That's coming up shortly.
FY1 Short Shots, number 1 on the last Friday of March. Hi, everybody. March Madness continues, but high school basketball season ended last Saturday night when Newcastle beat LaSalle, who beat Chester, who beat Hazleton to win the 4A state title. The Blackhawk girls and the Constitution boys also won state title, and so did Vincentian Academy, who buried the Old Forge girls by 24. The 3A Newman Goretti boys won by 7 in OT, and kudos to local PIA official Joe Smolinski, who worked the 2A girls state championship game at Hershey. Also, congrats to former Monterey area first team All-Stater Mike Rhodes, who led the Golden Bears to a Class A semifinal in 1991 and who was assistant coach at Virginia Commonwealth University. Rhodes was named new head basketball coach officially at Rice yesterday. The Hazelton area girls opened its track and field campaign with a victory over Pottsville on the road. The boys lost and the Cougars opened Hazelton area's baseball season with a 12-0 win over the Red Rovers at Easton. Joey Barron had 4 hits. What else? Penn State won its 4th straight NCAA wrestling team national title. The NBA Philadelphia 76ers lost their franchise record 25th straight game on Tuesday, and then last night in Houston, they made it 26 in a row, they tied an NBA record. The Florida Gators won its 28th straight to get to the Sweet 16. Wichita State failed to win its 36th straight. So the Shockers, who were the only undefeated team in college B-ball, are done at 35-1 after losing to 26-10 Kentucky by 2. I'm still upset about that. Wisconsin, Dayton, Florida, and Arizona are in the Elite 8 as of last night. UConn and Notre Dame's women basketball teams both cruised into the Sweet 16, both 34-0. The Irish and Lady Huskies are on a collision course with each other for the national title. Penn State is also in the Sweet 16. Finally, the New York Jets signed quarterback Michael Vick and then said goodbye to Mark Sanchez, and I'm saying goodbye until Monday. Till then, stay loose.
Be happy, it's Friday, and go to Bottlenecks for half-price happy hour starting at 6 p.m. They have live music and half-price appetizers.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's Talk of the Town report. First tonight, happy 86th birthday to Andrew Juba Marquez. All of our love from your children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, your entire family, friends, and all of us here at SSPTV. Also tonight, happy birthday to Janet Bugda. She's from Hazleton. This wish comes with love from a good friend. Our first announcement, the first Heart Chase will be held Saturday, April 5th at the Hazleton campus of Penn State University. The event is not a walk or a run. It is meant for those who enjoy exercise and friendly competition. Teams will compete in a heart-healthy activity, and all proceeds will go to the American Heart Association. For more info, check out honor.americanheart.org/Hazleton or call 570-233-5651. And finally, the 8th annual Theme Basket Auction, sponsored by Trinity Academy at the Walter J. Cizik Education Center in Shenandoah. The event will be held April 5th at 7 p.m. in the Field House at the former Cardinal Brennan High School. All proceeds benefit the Trinity Academy. For info about this, call 570-462-3927. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Monica Slattery of Hazleton. Funeral is Monday at 9:45 a.m. from the Boyle Funeral Home. Friends may call Sunday from 2 to 4 p.m. and Monday from 8:45 to 9:45 a.m. Robert J. Mataconis of Shenandoah. The Lukowitz-Orovitz-Fell Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Mary Barron, formerly of Hazleton. Arrangements will be announced by the Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home. Patricia Quinn Abramchek of West Hazleton. Arrangements will be announced by the Joseph B. Conahan Funeral Home. And Rose Bulliano of Lansdale. Memorial service will be held April 5th at 11 a.m. at the Corpus Christi Church. Tonight's obituaries have been brought to you by the Smilax Floral Shop located on 15th Street in Hazleton. Palm Cross is now on sale for April 13th. Call 570-454-0111. Attention pay-per-view subscribers, if you see your name right now on News 13, you'll have 13 minutes to call in and win a free movie from Service Electric Cablevision. Our winner tonight is Thomas Hunsinger of Drums. Thomas, if you're watching, give us a call right now, 570-459-9813 to win your free movie.
We want to thank everyone for watching this week as we started FYI. And remember, interact with us online on our Facebook and Twitter pages, and we do welcome your suggestions for the show. Well, that's it for this week. We'll see you on Monday. Until then, take it easy, everyone.